Hey everybody,
I'm Mo.
and I'm Katie, and this is
Correct Me If I'm Wrong.
So today on Correct Me If I'm Wrong,
Okay, this is...
what? This is a new segment for the Mo and Katie show.
Oh.
That's right. And today we're going to talk about flying a plane.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about.
Good luck.
So,
That's what I say to my passengers.
so Mo, what would you like to know about flying a plane? I'll be glad to fill in.
I would like to know just the basics of training. Like, how long does it take?
So training. So you go to pilot school. Once you go to let's see, do you fly when you're at the academy? No, probably not.
So let's say if someone just didn't go to the academy, they just want to become a pilot and they go to
pilot school.
Yeah.
For 6 months.
6 months, okay. So let's talk about military aviation in general. So like, how long do you think pilot training is?
That was a big plane that you flew. 4 years. I mean, if doctors, it takes 4 years for them to be doctors on top of being.
Okay, we're not fixing the planes. We're just flying them. So yeah, you're
2 years.
So nope, pilot training is 1 year.
1 year.
Long,
oh, that's all. Okay, all right.
Didn't say we're good pilots.
Okay, 1 year.
So yeah, then 1 year is just for like the basics of pilot training,
okay.
And then I go on to another school to learn specifically my.
Where you learn to serve drinks.
C5.
Sorry. All right, the C5. Big
okay,
plane.
so how long do you think that training was just for that specific plane?
So,
I've already become a pilot.
Okay, 1 year you're a pilot. Another 6 months maybe.
3 months.
3. Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Well, I did take the advanced class, but everybody had 3 months.
AP piloting.
Yeah.
Advanced piloting.
Yes, I
with
tested
Mo
out of some of stuff, like serving drinks, apparently. So what?
Okay.
What is the? You know, like you have a steering wheel when you're in a car. What is that thing called when you're in a plane, like a heavy plane?
The steering thingy, the column, the upper downer.
Sure. Okay. So
I actually don't know.
the yoke.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And if it's a single seat plane, like a lot of the fighter planes,
it's called the white. It's a whole egg analogy there.
Yeah.
I was telling you a yoke. I thought it was pretty plain that that's what I was doing. But maybe I erred on the side of being too punny. Yoke. And if it's a single plane, it's called what?
Well, like a fighter plane, it would be like a stick, like
a stick.
Yeah,
Okay, like a joystick.
So, have you ever flown on commercial planes
Yes.
and you're not flying up front, you know?
Yes.
And what is the thing out either side of the plane?
Wings.
Wings. Good. Yes,
that one I know.
Obviously, yeah. Because well, why would anybody need to correct you about that? So, have you ever noticed when you're flying that the wing, there's something that comes out on the back of the wing?
Okay.
Yeah.
The flappy things.
The flappy thingies. Now, flappy thingy obviously is the layman term. Do you know what the actual technical term for the flappy things is?
I'm going to keep calling them flappy things, but go ahead and tell me.
Just flaps. Yeah.
Oh, just flaps. Not nearly as fun as flappy thingies.
Sure.
Okay,
yes.
so wings and
flaps.
flaps.
So obviously when you're in the cockpit and you're calling for the extension of the flappy thingies, what would the co-pilot say to run the checklist?
Engage flappy thingies. Flaps unite. Flap your flappers. What would the co-pilot say? Flaps engaged. That's what I'm going to go with.
So you close. All not good.
Flapjacks.
Yeah, the little pancakes. Yeah, no, just flaps.
Just.
So there's different degrees of flaps. There's like a 40% setting or 40 degree setting. So they'll say flaps.
Okay.
Flaps 40 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So we talk about
let's flap forward. She wasn't ready for the plane puns. Okay, go ahead.
I wish they were PLAINE.
What are you gonna ask me?
No, like running checklists. Like what's that process?
Okay,
like?
So the pilot has to run the checklist. So you probably start with: is there enough gas in the plane?
That's an actually checklist item.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there enough gas in the plane? That's important. Are the bathrooms working? Okay. That's probably good to know. Can I see out the window? You won't have to check your altitude because you're still on the ground. I don't know.
Well, you actually do need to check your altitude when you're on the ground because you have to change like the altimeter setting because like it depends on what the
that like a
barometric
sea level
pressure is.
thing?
Yeah, so I mean, it
Oh,
depends.
okay,
Like
okay.
if you don't want your thing, if you're at, let's say, 0
Okay.
MSL, so your mean sea level, like you don't want to set it so
Why
that
does the
you're
sea
like
level mean?
sorry, ASL, angry sea level.
CSL.
It's not the
Cruel
same as
sea level.
VSL, which is violent sea level, which is about to happen down here. Okay, so you've run the checklist. You checked the bathrooms. Apparently, that's
You have to make sure they have enough toilet paper.
yeah, that's the top.
You have to make
of the,
sure you have Sprite, because that's probably the most requested drink on the plane is Sprite. Sprite check.
You know. Sprite check. Check. Flappy thingies. Engage.
What's the angry sea level?
Well, what is the reason the flaps engage? Why are the flappy thingies even out
The
there?
flappy thingies, when you land, they go up. So they probably break, don't they? They break the wind resistance.
We don't break wind.
If you'd be in the cockpit and nobody would know.
Although I will say, like in crew planes, when you break wind, what do you say?
I farted.
You actually say howdy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's funny.
if like if people having a complete complete conversation, and you'll just be like,
That's awesome.
yeah. No, it's not. It's not awesome.
Howdy.
Okay.
Oh, and everybody's like, "Rah!"
Yeah, like who howdy. All right. And I don't know if it's
Where
from
does
the
that come from?
howdy doody. I don't know. I don't know.
After the howdy.
Yeah, comes the duty. Did you howdy?
I stepped right into that one.
yeah, you did step in the duty.
Yeah, okay, I'm done now. All right, so Sprite, bathrooms, flappy thingies. Was that the right answer then?
No, it wasn't. But the question was why do the flappy thingies come out? Why? What is the purpose of the flappies?
They help stop the plane, don't they?
No, those are the spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Exactly.
But that's when I'm sitting by the window and the plane lands and the flappy thingies go up.
They don't go up, they go out.
Oh.
Spoilers go up, and the spoils are spoiling the lift. So that helps you slow down.
Well, that's cool.
Right. Flappy thingies come out and actually make the wing bigger so you can have lift. So the flaps are actually out at
I thought size
takeoff.
didn't matter.
Size does matter. Because the plane I flew was one of the biggest.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's very slimmy, and I would stand next to it. And I felt
Does this plane make me look fat?
Does this plane look my fights and look tight?
No, the Twinkies do. Okay, spoilers, flappy thingies.
Flappy thingies make the wing bigger.
Longer.
Bigger. So there's more surface area.
Oh.
So what are the four forces that interact with the plane?
Interact with the plane. Lift.
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but halfway.
Sweet.
No, I'm not halfway. But
quarter of the way there.
Yeah,
Lift.
you're halfway to the halfway point.
Four forces. Birds.
Nope.
Clouds. I don't know.
Well, no, that's a fair point though. So if that's the case,
Condensation.
then, I don't even know what word you're just.
Moisture.
Okay. Nope. We don't talk. We don't talk about moisture.
We're gonna Disney some royalties if we're not careful. Can it just be lift? Because I can't think of three others.
Sure. Lift, thrust, drag, and weight. Yeah. So lift and weight.
Okay.
And then drag and thrust. Yeah.
So thrust is the engines.
You know what? I'm not exactly sure I said that right. I would Google with my phone, but it's being used right now. But thank God this is your correct me if I'm wrong segment.
Right.
But
That's
I'm pretty sure
I know so much. I'm so smart.
I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
yeah, the flappy thingies make the wing bigger so you can have
Okay.
more lift because it's a pressure
Lift,
thing.
thrust,
Yeah.
and
Drag.
Mm-hmm. Isn't
that's
that when
a
the
drag.
male pilots dress like women?
Well, you know how to tell a male plane from a, little balls.
All right, any other questions about flying? Because
Well, I mean, is there anything else?
stuff.
Is there anything else you want to tell us about flying? What's your favorite part about flying?
My favorite part about flying is takeoff.
Why?
Because it's fun to I like to think we're going from ground to air. It's just cool. It's that's never lost on me that we get the chance to levitate. It's just cool. Well, not really levitating.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
And I like watching everything get smaller.
Okay.
So, and then the stick thingy. So when you pull it, the plane goes up. The yolk, it's called a yolk.
Yolk.
I'm learning a lot.
It's not
like an egg yolk. A yoke like an oxen.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you pull the
See,
yoke.
yoke's on you
And
if you're the ox.
it's a knock yoke. So you pull the yoke and the plane goes up, and you push the yoke down and the plane goes closer to the earth. That's how it works.
Yeah. Houses get bigger, houses get smaller.
Okay.
So
if they get too big, then
now,
you're in trouble.
here was a question for you. So
Okay.
in pilot training, what's a good way to tell you're at about 500 feet above the earth? Like, let's say you're flying over
Oxygen
a farm.
masks drop from the
No.
ceiling. No. 500 feet from the earth.
Yeah, about like 500 feet up. Let's say you're flying over a cattle farm. What's a good way of telling you're about 500 feet?
A cattle farm. You can't see the poop.
Close.
You can't see the cows. A cow from
when
500 feet.
you can start making out the four legs, that's how you know you're right about
Really?
500 feet. Yeah,
That's kind of cool.
yeah. But
Huh.
but you can also look out. But
When you can't
Would-
tell
would
a
you-
Walmart from a Target, then you're 500 feet.
or you need to go see the eye doctor.
That could be it.
Yeah.
500 feet, cows.
Keep going. It was almost there. Read my mind.
Altitude. Walmart, Target, cows, legs.
Scheiße.
Wow.
Can't remember.
So, my favorite part is takeoff.
Your favorite part is taking off.
Yes.
Okay.
I like
good.
taking off.
Good.
When I land, I have to look out the window and see when we land because it'll scare me if I don't.
Okay.
So I have to be.
Now,
I
do
make
you primarily look at the gauges on your dashboard or outside?
my dashboard? I just look out my window. I like to sit by the window.
Okay. What if it's like cloudy out or something? Could
Well,
you...
you get under the clouds. I like going like through the clouds too.
Okay.
It's kind of cool.
Okay.
What's your favorite part of flying?
Well, I'm not a pilot. You're the one who's a pilot.
That's what I want you to think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the takeoff.
Do you always have to look outside? Like, could you ever?
For landing?
I mean, like anytime, like
No.
just navigating around, or could you look only inside? Like, could you
Probably,
Could you
yeah.
ever imagine a time when like you're not allowed to look outside? You have
Yeah.
to only look
You have to depend on all your gauges,
Yeah.
your gauge thingies.
instruments.
Instruments.
Yeah, it's like a
like
little
your
band.
clarinet, your tuba, the whole woodwind section, the strings, the whole thing. Yes. So yeah, I would imagine you would know everything you need to know by looking at your instruments.
Correct. That's
Until you land, and then you have to get lined up on center line.
Oh, now where did you learn about this centerline magic?
I heard a TED talk.
Oh Lord.
So you have to look at the center line, but other than that, how do you not run into other planes?
Oh, very carefully. Yeah.
You just
we use
wave.
you use your TCAS. Yeah. You know.
your TCAS.
Yeah,
Is that an
sure.
acronym?
It is, of course.
For total kangaroos.
TCAS C.
Oh, so sorry. Total cats and snakes.
Yes, exactly.
Snakes on a plane.
Yeah, traffic collision avoidance system was one thing that'll like kind
Ah.
of give you, but your planes have a transponder in there and they're like pinging, so that's how air traffic control can see you. Now here's something: if two planes are coming head on and there's no conversation whatsoever,
That's bad.
how do you know if you go left or right?
You go to the right
Why?
because that's the way traffic goes.
So both planes go to the right?
Well, no. I mean, if you're coming this way, this would be your right, and that would be your right.
Okay, now, good. Everybody goes to the right. In Europe.
What if it's a four-way stop?
if you're in England?
You have to go to the left.
No, still go to the right. Now, Australia. Same thing.
Wait.
It's gonna do that.
You told me once something about balloons and birds and like
BGAR. Balloons,
I knew there was an acronym.
gliders, airplanes. Yeah, it's balloons, gliders, airplanes, and rowers and,
Some radishes.
and ropes. All right, tell me this. When you're flying, this is another acronym or mnemonic I taught you.
Okay.
So, what altitude do you think most planes are flying at? Like
30,
you fly commercial,
30,000.
30 something, right? Now, does it matter if you're going east or west or north or south?
I know you go faster when you go east, usually. Aren't the flights shorter when you go east because you're traveling with the weather?
With a tailwind usually, but you are altitude wise.
Oh, you did tell me this once. Yes, you did tell me this, and I can't remember. One of them's higher than the other? You told me this. I can't remember.
Okay, so if I just tell you Neod Sweden,
Oh,
what does that tell
yes,
you?
you did tell me this.
Neod Sweden is
north. Oh, I can't remember.
No, north and east. So if you're flying north or you're flying east, your going to be flying at an odd altitude.
Oh, that's right.
31, 33.
That's so cool.
34.
That's so
and if
cool.
you're flying south or west, it's an even altitude.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Neod Sweden.
I think you told me that when we flew to
I
California.
think that'd be a good kid's name. If I ever had kids. Neod
This is my child, Neod Sweden.
Neod Sweden. It sounds very Sven. Neod Sven.
So is there anything else you'd like to tell our viewers about
No,
flying?
I'm just thrilled that you give us so much
I know.
information.
It's been so helpful. And we'll be flying, and I'll lean over to Mo and I'll be like, hey, Mo, if something were to happen to this Southwest airplane, could you fly it?
I'll be like, oh yeah, hold my beer.
She's like, yeah. And I'm like, that's so cool.
Not well.
Well, we hope that you've learned something. I know I sure have, even though I kind of already knew
I think what we've learned is that I'm spitting. Not to get in a plane if Katie's in the cockpit.
And this has been Correct Me.
If I'm wrong.
And we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.